PSIP enjoys adding puppets to our shows with live actors, such as the goddess puppet from The Tempest or the cast puppets in Cymbeline. I also used puppets in shows with my kids' Shakespeare troupe, Falstaff's Fellows. In Lear, for example, Goneril and Regan quite literally controlled their puppet husbands. A recent exhibit at the University of Connecticut focused on Shakespeare done entirely with puppets. The show is accompanied by an online talk given by the curator, entitled Things That Act Shakespeare. Links to both can be found in the video description. For enthusiasts or students, creating a short production using only puppets can provide a low-cost way, in terms of time, money, and space, to experience the joy and benefits of grappling with a text in the context of an actual production. For the inspiration of anyone seeking to make their own Shakespeare puppet short, I've included 4 of these short productions in this video. Details below in the description. Finally, at the end of this video, I've included a short tutorial on how to make the tabletop recycling bag marionettes used in the Tempest short.
Being or not. That's the thing. Sleep, dream, die.
Here lies the water, and here stands the man. If the man goes to the water and drowns himself, it is so. But if the water comes to the man and drowns him,
There is something rotting here in Denmark.
oh, Claudius, those words are not mine.
Take your fingers from my throat. I have something dangerous in me.
Would you like to cry? Or do you like to fight? Do you want to fasten? Do you want to rip yourself up? Do you want to drink vinegar? Or eat a crocodile? There's providence in the flight of a sparrow. Remember you, me?
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What? Jealous Oberon? Oh, fairy skip hence! I have forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton! Am not I thy lord?
Oh, then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland to amorous Philida. Why art thou here, come from the farther steppe of India? But that forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskind mistress and your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou thus, for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love for Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night?
These are the forgeries of jealousy. And never, since the middle summer's spring, met we on hill, in dale, forest or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, but with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land have every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air that rheumatic diseases do abound, and this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood. But she being mortal, of that boy did die. And for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance an hour round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vestal thrown by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see young Cupid's fiery shaft quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votress passed on, in maiden meditation, fancy-free. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk-white, now purple with love's wound. And maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing that she waking looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me.
Tempest, Part 1. Yar, yar, taking the topsail. Yar, good bosun, where's the master? I pray now, keep below. Where's the master, bosun? Did you not hear? You mar our labors. You assist the storm. Nay, be patient. When the sea is, what care these roars for the name of king? Remember who thou hast aboard. None that I love more than myself. If you can command these elements to silence, we will not hand a rope more. Use your authority. If you cannot, get out of our way, I say. Lay on, lay on, lay on! If by your arts, my dearest father, you have put the wild waters in this roar, allay them! I have suffered with those I saw suffer. A brave vessel cast to pieces. For souls, they perished. Be comforted. There's no harm done. No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, who art ignorant of who thou art, or that I am more than Prospero, master of this poor cell. But have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck I have with provision of my arts safely ordered. Sit down. 'Tis time I told thee further. Canst thou remember a time before we came to this cell? 'Tis far off, and rather like a dream. 12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since, thy father was the Duke of Milan and a prince of power. Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence? Or was it blessed that we did? Both, my girl. By foul play, as thou sayest, where we heaved hence, but blessedly helped hither. My brother, thy uncle, called Antonio. Oh, that a brother should be so perfidious! To him I gave the manage of my estate. Dost thou attend? Oh, sir, most heedfully. Thy false uncle, once being perfected in who to advance, who to deny, who to trash for overtopping, did set all hearts to the tune that pleased his ear. He was the ivy that hid my royal trunk and sucked my verdure out. Thou attendest not. Thy false uncle did decide that he was the Duke. Dost thou hear? Your tale, sir, would cure deafness. The King of Naples, being an enemy to me, did hearken to my brother's request, which was for homage and I don't know how much tribute. He should extirpate me and mine and confer fair Milan upon my brother. To that end, one midnight, fated to the task, did Antonio open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness hurried forth me and thy crying self. Oh, I'm not remembering how I cried then, will cry again now. Nay, here but a while further, and I shall bring thee to the present task, which is, by strange accident, bounteous fortune hath delivered mine enemies to this shore. To find out what happens next, please join us for The Tempest, Part 2.
A sonnet for Dee Dee. Hi, Forrest. What do you have there? Dee Dee, I found this page from a poetry book lying on the ground. It sounds like it's about you. How exciting. Who wrote it? William Shakespeare. Did you say a snake's here? No, not a snake. Shakespeare, a human. I don't understand. Why would a human write a poem about me? I don't know, but it seems to fit you. What's it called? Sonnet 130. Wow, what an imaginative title. Just listen. Okay. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. That's silly. Of course my eyes aren't like the sun. The sun is hot and yellow. If I had yellow eyes, I'd be a cat or a lizard. What else does it say? Coral is far more red than her lips red. Well, duh. Of course my lips aren't red. The only time my lips might be red is after I eat some raspberries. And I always wash my mouth after I eat. So far, this guy is only stating the obvious. A skunk with red lips. What a sight that would be. Huh. If snow be white, why then her breasts are done. I'm not too impressed with this poem. Of course snow is white, but why does it say my breasts are done? My teats are just the right size for any kids I give birth to. I would never have anything done to them. I think here done is a color, something dark. Ho-hum, a skunk with dark breasts, still stating the obvious. Well, the next line is a little more descriptive. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. Wires, naturally black hairs grow on my head, and white ones too, but they're soft and fluffy, not like wires at all. That's an insult. This person has obviously never touched a skunk. I have seen roses damasked, bright red and white. I've seen roses too, not just red and white, but pink and yellow. But what is damask? Isn't that foul language? No, I think he means roses with a red and white design. Then why doesn't he say so? Why all these confusing words? Wait, there's more. But no such roses see I in her cheeks. Again with the obvious. No roses in my cheeks. This is boring. Doesn't he say anything complimentary? Let's see. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. Reeks? It rhymes with cheeks. He said my breath reeks? It must be that beetle I ate this morning. Dee Dee, I think your breath is fine, but you must admit you do have a pungent odor. Reeks? Pungent? Where is this Shakespeare character? I'll show him reeks. I'll spray him right in his damask. Hold on. The next line is nice. I love to hear her speak. Finally, something positive. Yet well I know. Uh-oh, there's a yet? That music has a far more pleasing sound. Music? You mean like a bird song? Okay, so I can't coo like a dove or warble like a thrush or whistle like a waxwing, but I can squeak and bark. So what if I can't sing? Where does this guy get off criticizing my voice? I don't like this poem at all. I'm almost at the end. I grant I never saw a goddess go. Me neither. Have you ever seen a goddess? Can't say that I have. If I ever see this poet, he's gonna go. Is that the end? Almost. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. Again, stating the obvious. Of course I walk on the ground. A funny skunk I'd be if I swam in the river like a fish or flew like a hawk. Thanks a lot for ruining my day with this drivel. This poet likes flowers and sunshine and birds more than me. Damask. Wait, there are two more lines. And yet, by heaven, I think my love is rare. He thinks I'm rare? Like an endangered species? No, rare like in unique. Oh, so that's a good thing. As any she belied with false compare. There he goes with another confusing line. I've heard enough. Goodbye, Forrest. Wait. I think he's saying you don't need flowers or sunshine or music to be beautiful. Really? That's kind of sweet. Dee Dee, you're one of a kind with all your wonderful qualities, and you'll always be my friend, no matter what anyone else thinks of you. Thanks, Forrest. Now throw that silly poem away and let's go chase some mice. Okay.
To start with, you'll need recycling bags, either the kind that newspapers come in with a plain square corner, or you might have the kind that you get from the grocery store where the corners go in. If you have the plain kind, you'll need one. If you have the kind where the corners go in, you'll need at least two. Next, you'll need something to make the hands and feet, which can be marbles, wooden beads, little stacks of coins, a couple of bottle caps. In general, it works better if the hands are the same and the feet are the same, or you can make all four the same. To keep them in place, you'll need some little rubber bands. For the stringing, you'll need some kind of string. I like craft fishing wire, but you can use any kind of thread or string that's strong enough not to break. You'll need a needle, and you'll need more of the little rubber bands for attaching to your fingers. Optionally, you'll need 2 sticks connected like this by tape or hot glue or wire or string. You can also use chopsticks or craft sticks or sticks from the yard. These will be used as the puppet controller if you don't decide to control directly with your finger. Start by cutting up one long side of one of the recycling bags. When you get to the top, you'll be able to lay the bag out with one corner open. Take some crumpled up recycling bags and stuff that corner, forming a head shape with the corner as a nose. Arrange the material so that the gather is a little in from the back of the head so that it looks like a neck, and attach with one of the rubber bands. Play with your puppet. It already has a personality. Lay the bag out and make sure that the head is roughly in the center of the bag. Take one of the marbles or other thing that you planned to use for the hands. Wrap it in one corner of the recycling bag and secure it with a rubber band. Do the same for the other hand and for both feet. Make sure that the feet are even. Cut away any excess fabric below the feet. The hair on now or later, and use yarn or roving or cotton fluff, whatever you like, hot glue, glue stick. I like glue stick because it makes it easy to take the hair off or readjust it. Here are 2 other examples of hair. One that is simply yarn wrapped around the head, and the other is wool roving wrapped around the head. These were done for Miranda and Prospero in The Tempest. Pause and play with your puppet. It's getting even more personality. Now it's time to add the strings. Cut about 24 inches of whatever string or thread that you plan to use. Thread the end of the string under the rubber band and wrap it around the hand a couple of times and tie it off in a square knot. Do the same for the other hands and the feet. Take another piece of string, again about 24 inches, and wrap it under the rubber band around the neck in the back, around the neck a couple of times, and tie off again in a square knot. Do the same for the front. Take a needle and thread the string in the front. You're going to want to put it under the skin, so to speak, from the neck up to the nose, underneath the chin. Do the same thing on the back, under the rubber band and up through the back of the head. Now you can start to see how the strings will control the movement of the marionette. Now we add rubber bands to the top of the strings so that you can control them with your fingers. Loop one side of the rubber band through the other with the string in between. This will allow the string to be adjustable later. Use a bigger rubber band for the back of the head so that you can put it over your palm or your wrist. Use a smaller rubber band for the other strings. Adjust the string by pulling it through the rubber band if you don't like the length. Now you can see that all of the strings can be controlled by the rubber bands on your fingers. Cut the strings once you've decided that you like the length. See what your puppet can do. If you decide you'd rather have a stick controller, then you can simply slide the rubber bands over the ends of the sticks, or you can glue or tape or drill a hole in the stick to slide the string through. If you're using the kind of bag that goes in at the corners, like a grocery bag, here are the modifications. Turn it inside out and stuff the corner. Rubber band as usual, and cut off the rest of the bag along the body. Take a second bag, turn it inside out, find the center, cut a slit up the back for the head to fit through, insert the head, and tape up the opening. Now you can treat it exactly like the other kind of bag. Here's an example of a puppet that I made from this kind of bag. On this puppet, I drilled a hole in the center of the stick so that the nose string could be operated independently of raising or lowering the arms. Enjoy your finished puppets. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you decide to make your own puppet short, put it up on YouTube and share the link with us on our Facebook.